Once we hit the middle rounds of our fantasy drafts, we're looking for upside. We're looking for players who can exceed expectations. We're more willing to swing for the fences. We're looking for players who can really turn our team around, really give us an edge, and a wide receiver who could really do that for us. A rookie is Jordan Addison of the Minnesota Vikings, and he has some upside here. He's in one of the best offenses in the league. First-round draft pick, very productive out of college. He's been looking good at training camp. He's been looking good in the preseason. And he has Justin Jefferson on the other side of him, which really allows him to see softer coverage, allowing him to break out, allowing him to do what we saw him do at college, at Pitt, and USC. But let's dig into stats here. But before we do, you have to click that subscribe button right now. Give it a click with the mouse. Click with the finger on your phone. Do that right now. Stop missing these videos because we're helping you draft your teams. We're going to help you with the waiver wire. We're going to help you set your lineups here with this channel. And if you keep missing out, you're going to fail in your fantasy league. You're going to be in the bottom of your standings and you're going to be missing out. Plus, there's a lot of good information here. We're covering all the players. We cover damn near everybody, and you need to know what these players are doing. But back to Jordan Addison here. He had an age 18 breakout. 23.31% market share. That's that little chart on the top there, right under me on the grid. 23.31% market share at age 18. Really blossomed his sophomore season. That's the year that got Kenny Pickett drafted in the first round. That was the year that Pitt went off. 33.73% market share of the passing production. Also 1,500 yards as well. He blew up that season. Also had 3.25 yards per team pass attempt. He was elite. Then transferred out, went to USC. Did well there. Played with some injuries. Did well there. Pretty much broke out there. He did well with 2 different collegiate programs. He proved to us that he can go to a new system from high school to college, and then from one college program to another college program, and transition and be productive like that. So why can't he do that in the NFL game? Because he's already done it twice at a high level, Power 5 level. We saw him do that, play well, got himself put on notice as a freshman. Devy gamers were on top of him because he was productive, looking good, then accelerated things in his sophomore season. And then we were really excited about him and Caleb Williams together. And we had a little bit of injuries in the way, but he had his moments last year. Looked good. And he's looking good now in training camp and in preseason. The offense is going to be humming. And this is going to be a fun one to watch. Looking at his profile. Drafted 23rd overall in the draft last year, or last spring really. 5'11", 173 pounds. Smaller wide receiver. But really, he doesn't have to be the alpha here. He was drafted high, but doesn't have to be the alpha here because we got an alpha. He just has to do his thing against softer coverage because Justin Jefferson, you're going to be trying to take that guy away. You're going to be trying to take him away. And if you got to worry about Jordan Addison, you can't go one-on-one with Justin Jefferson. So eventually you're going to have to pick your poison. Jordan Addison's going to get his opportunity to rumble. He's going to get his opportunity to work. Next is his athletic profile. Again, not the fastest wide receiver on a straight line according to that. But when you look at the tape, more than fast enough to get the job done. More than enough speed. 4.49 40-yard dash. Again, the speed score really accounts for him weighing at 173 pounds. It's going to be hard for him to have a high-end burst score, a high-end speed score. Just the size is not there. Burst score more off the long jump, the high jump, the vertical, off that for the burst. But again, we're looking at a technician here. We're looking at a guy who plays bigger than his size. We're looking at a guy who's very technical. He's going to be put in a spot where he can do so in the slot, moved around outside, and he's going to be playing a softer coverage. He does not have to be the alpha. He does not have to have the stud portfolio in the athletic metrics. He just has to be good enough, and he is good enough to get the job done. Target share solid, breakout age solid. This guy's been productive, but what we like here for his rookie season is the offense. Adam Thielen's gone. That leaves 105 vacated targets. Targets go to talented players. Justin Jefferson really can't get many more. 176 last year. He really can't get many more. Dalvin Cook's gone. He's gone. This could be a team that passes it a little bit more. They do like to up the pace. 7th in pace last year and Dalvin Cook's gone, they may want to throw it a little bit more. Jordan Addison's good. He's a solid route runner, very technical. Really will be on the field early. We will be. Should see a decent amount of workload there. Adam Thielen got some volume, 708 yards, 5 touchdowns, 18% target share, over 1,000 air yards. Can't see him not doing that. Can't see Jordan Addison not doing that, possibly doing better. Can't see him not doing that. He's going to be on the field. He's going to be getting targets. They're going to be using him. He's going to be seeing softer coverage. That is going to be a stat line that he can easily chase and get. That's not going to be too hard for him. Don't sleep on the other wide receivers in the offense as well. They got some talented guys down there, but they drafted Jordan Addison the first. He's looking good. He showed the ability to transition to a new offense, a new team twice already, so why can't he do that a third time? We're looking at a guy who's going at a palatable price in drafts. There could be other players you can roll with, especially if you need to pound running back. That makes sense. If you like some of the other rookie wide receivers, we did videos on them as well, and we'll do one on Quentin Johnston here soon, I promise, if you like him. It's not a bias thing. We like covering all the deep players, all the rookies, and everything else. Want to let you know what they look like. Want to let you know how they break out. But he's a 7th rounder, 6th rounder, 8th rounder, depending on your league. This is underdog best ball. Depending on how your league shapes out, you might catch him a little cheaper than this. So really, in this range, it's either you like one of the other wide receivers better, but they all got their risks. They all got their upside. We all know this. That's just part of the portfolio of this range of the draft. Or you want to hammer the running back position. That's how you want to do it. We're looking at one of the last few rounds here where you can get a good feel of the running backs. You got Rachaad White back there. That might be that last bit till you start going into those rookies where you got to wait a little bit before they start to pop off. That might be the last round or last bit of the draft where you start feeling good about the running backs week 1 as cheap as you can get them. There might be a few others around there I have to look, but we're really getting there in that part of the draft. We're shooting for upside here at wide receiver. That's what we're doing here because the well at wide receiver, the player pool has been zapped because people are shooting their shot at wide receiver earlier this year. If you don't feel good about the wide receiver spot by the 5th round, I feel bad for you because wide receiver is hard to replace off the waiver wire. It's the hardest position to replace off the waiver wire. If attrition hits your team, if injuries hit your team, you really got to feel good by the 5th round. I'm not saying go all wide receivers or go 0 RB. Maybe here RB might work well for you, but don't ignore it either. Don't ignore it. At least get 2 to 3 good wide receivers in the first 5 rounds. Maybe more, but at least 2 to 3. Feel good about that. If you got to shoot for upside, you're looking at the rookies. You're looking at some vets here that need to cash in. You got George Pickens who's been looking good. You got to really be willing to shoot for upside here in these rounds. You need unknown upside. If you need him, the reason why is you need the unknown upside. You need to cash in on that. You're not as thick at wide receivers as you should. You may have 1 or 2 good wide receivers, and now you're in the middle rounds. You're looking at these receivers. You need to hit on upside. You need to chase upside a bit. You need some certainty there. You need a wide receiver who's good, draft capital, looking good, and a good offense. You need that. You need a juicy depth chart here to make it happen. You need that. You need a wide receiver on that. He's got that. He's on a fast-paced offense. He could take over as well. He could take over because he's a young wide receiver who's very talented. You don't need him if you want a consistent veteran. You don't need him if you want a consistent veteran. Because if you want consistency, if you want a player you know, if you want a player you feel good at what you're getting, you have a good idea of what you're getting weekly, then you may not want the rookies in this part of the draft. You may not want Jordan Addison. You may not want Zay Flowers. You may not want Quentin Johnston. You may want something like a Michael Pittman or something like that. You may want that instead. Or you stacked up a wide receiver. Now you need to pound the running back position. You need to get the DeAndre Swifts or Rachaad Whites, the other running backs there, to James Connors, all those guys. You need to pound the running back position. You need to finish out your draft strong because you want hero RB, 0 RB, and you feel like this is a good time to strike back in the running back depth chart here and start drafting some running backs. That's a good idea. That's a good spot in the draft to really start digging in at running back as well. But those are the options. Those are what you're looking at here with Jordan Addison. But he is a young wide receiver here with some upside. The offense can fuel that. His talent can fuel that. He's in a very good situation. Doesn't have to be the alpha. Justin Jefferson takes a lot of heat off him. Really lightens the load. Can really allow him just do his thing. Run his routes. Create separation. Get those targets. We have a lot of vacated targets. Dalvin Cook's gone. They may lean on the pass a little bit more. Very interesting offense here. Very interesting price point here because he's going after some of those primed upside wide receivers. And then we're getting there a little cheaper here, 7th, 8th round. So you may want to just try and snag him anyways just to see what you can get out of him. But Jordan Addison in a good spot, has good price tag to him, and a good wide receiver overall that could hit somewhere down the line. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next video.